Hi guys, it's Jason from the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. Today we're again joining you in our elephant barn, and we're with Malaika once again. We wanted to come back to you with her story. As some of you may have followed earlier on last week, is that she has a tusk issue where she has actually cracked her tusk. So you guys might see a little bit of hardware on this left tusk over here, and there's a faint line crack in it right there by that black duct tape. She did damage her tusk, which isn't unusual for elephants to do last week. And so that we've had to take a couple steps to be able to kind of prevent that from getting into more of a serious problem. And so we've been working with lots of consultants, both in the zoo community as well as veterinary specialists, to kind of help us decide next steps and how to proceed with managing this tusk for her. What we'd like to make sure that you guys know is that she's not uncomfortable or in pain right now. We do give her daily pain meds as a general thing for her anyway. She does have a little bit of age-related challenges with some of her joints and things like that. So she's on a routine of having normal pain medication, just kind of help with some inflammation, any discomfort that she might have. So that was a good thing that she was already used to having happen anyway before she had the tusk challenge. But you can see that there's a band on there, much like a brace might go on a tooth. We put a metal band to kind of keep two pieces together. So based on some feedback that we got from the consultants in other zoos that we've been talking to, we're going to proceed later, hopefully this week, with actually maybe taking off the very end of that tusk, and that might just help her from actually catching on anything else and causing any further damage. Another thing that we're considering as well is putting a little bit of filler in that crack. So once we cut the end off and keep it a little less likely from catching on things and potentially causing further damage, we'll keep the bands on there and maybe put a little bit of crack filler in there, something like a dental cement, that just help maybe stabilize that, keep things from getting wedged in there and causing any further damage. So she's doing really well. She's on a course of antibiotics just in case she might get a slight infection. We want to make sure that she stays healthy that way. We're monitoring blood work to make sure everything's good with her in that world, and then making sure that she's getting lots of treats, which she loves to do is hang out with keepers and get lots of treats and work with us. So she's definitely been a great patient and very willing participant in her care on this tusk challenge. But we also wanted to show you one of the other cool things that we do with our elephants here at the zoo. So not just with Malaika, but Malaika gets to be the star today. We're going to show you a little bit of some of the physical exercises that we do with them and some of our elephant yoga poses that they do for us. And so Jake's going to take it away with Malaika here just for that piece. So the first part you're going to see is that she'll hopefully walk right up to this stand on the corner of this enclosure here in just a second. And it's an angled foot stand for her. And we're going to ask her to put a couple feet on there. And what that's going to do is actually flex those front leg joints, specifically down there kind of where the feet are. And there's a great stretch for her. So if any of you guys out there at home have had any kind of physical therapy, imagine thinking of it like that. Her joints sometimes get a little bit stiff. She's about 33 years old, and that's kind of getting up into the golden years for elephants. And so we want to make sure that her flexibility and range of motion and muscle tone stays nice and firm and able to continue to do all the great elephant walking behaviors that they do. And so we want to make sure that we can continue to provide some of those special skills that help keep them in that great physical fitness category. So Jake's going to ask her to do that one more time. You can see she's getting a pretty good stretch on those front feet there, taking a little weight off that front left there. But we're asking her to sort of increase duration. We're working with a consultant out of the Colorado State University that has helped us kind of formulate some cool exercises that we call for physical therapy or rehab for her in particular. And so that was a run of that. We're hoping to build up that duration at some point, and then she'll be able to do that for longer periods and again maintain that range of motion in there. And now Alana is going to do what we call our elephant yoga routine. So part of our program here with our 6 female African elephants is to go through elephant yoga every day with these elephants. Again, we're looking for great range of motion. Malaika's just over 7,000 pounds, so she's a pretty big girl, and we want to make sure that she can get around on those 4 legs all the time with ease and comfort. Keep great muscle tone and great range of motion or flexibility in those joints. So you can see Alana's asking her to stretch those legs back, asking for a little bit of duration there. Imagine if you were at the yoga studio. If anybody of you guys want to join in with Malaika here, you can definitely pick some legs up and hold for some duration with her as we go through those. But every day, each one of our 6 elephants do that. You guys also might see that she's picking up a little bit of food. Besides that great keeper attention and getting the opportunity to work with staff, they do love to eat all day long. Malaika can eat about 200 pounds of food there. So you can see her picking up some great carrots and then some biscuits in there. She's using that prehensile trunk that has over 100,000 muscles in it to be able to pick up that food. She's going to bring her back into this parallel positioning here. See if we can get that last back leg to do one more stretch. There's a great one for her. She did a great job right there. So Malaika will turn around here and kind of face everybody. We also do a few other things besides those. We want to get a deep stretch in there. This one we call it our downward elephant. So Malaika's doing that deep bend there. So getting those core muscles activated there. You can see that trunk's very easily capable of finding that food even if she can't see it. She can smell and has great sensory capabilities with the tip of that trunk to be able to find it. And here's a pretty cool one. She wanted to show you her teeth. We thought we were going to show you her trunk extension, but she loves to show you her teeth and actually have that food thrown right in there. It's a little easier than picking it up with that trunk. She's going to do another bend down there for you guys. There's those great big beautiful African elephant ears. Malaika is pretty easy to tell apart from the other ones. She does have that hole in that right ear. Kind of easy way to tell apart. There's a pretty cool stretch reaching all the way up with her trunk using those trunk muscles and neck muscles. One more time for her. There's a great reach for her. Good stretch, Malaika. So we wanted to show you that piece. That is part of our normal elephant husbandry program here at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. We go through that with all of our elephants every single day here at the zoo. We wanted to recap what's going on with Malaika's Tusk and keep you guys informed on how we're doing that and what the next steps are. So look for future updates to kind of see where we're at with that. And thank you guys for joining us again today. Have a great one.